It's time for To the Max Sports, where we talk about sports. They're just two guys, Max and Drew, in a bar talking all things sports. Well, without the bar. And the beer. Wait, why aren't we in the bar?
Hello, folks, and welcome to the Flying Whippet Production Studios. I'm Drew. Zach, how you doing, buddy? I'm having trouble hearing a little bit.
Okay.
How you been? That's better.
I've been good.
Good. How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing okay, except I lost a cable.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I lost a cable. I'm going off headset.
Everything's good until the show starts. Then all hell breaks loose. Well, man, good to see you back.
Oh, yeah, it's good to see you. Good to be back. Good to see you.
That's cool. Can you hear us okay?
Can you hear me now? Oh, yeah, okay. I was speaking too far.
So, Bob, I thought we would start the show as soon as you get situated there. We're going to start the show with a segment that we call This Week in Baseballs. We've been running it now for about 3 or 4 weeks. Seems to be a hit. And for the latest one, we kind of mixed it up. You know, we got to have all the genders involved. So this week involves two lovely ladies duking it out in the stands. Now, it's kind of a short video. Apparently, it actually went into the Concord area, and we don't have that. But one of the girls got sent to the hospital, so they're upping the antes. We've been having This Week in Brace Brawls with fights every week. So this is the latest and greatest. Bob, you ready for that?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. So explain to Zach what we've been doing with this.
So basically, for some reason, there seems to be a baseball fight in the stands every week.
Every week?
Multiple ones. And so we've just been kind of grading them out. Maybe after the end of the baseball year, we'll pull them all together and see which one was the greatest of all of them. So,
Okay, we're ready to go on this one, it looks like.
all right, here it is.
This is in the crowd?
This
is in the crowd.
This is two females.
So from TMZ Sports, let's see if all's working. Yes.
Couple left hooks. They always go for the hair.
Oh, yeah. That's a go-to.
Yeah, okay.
So actually, after that, it spilled into the concourse. One of them went to the hospital.
That's crazy.
That one's not as
mad.
that one's not as bad as the one where the guy fell down like four
Down like
rows.
4 flight of stairs.
That was bad.
But yeah, the women always go for the hair
Why is that?
because it's easier to pull.
Yeah, and they don't have. Yeah, they believe that's cool with them to pull hair. So
I'll tell you, of all the fights that I've witnessed, probably the female fights are usually the best.
yeah, they're more exciting. They don't care. They
Punching, clawing, scratching.
kicking on the floor. On standing up.
But I mean, generally, a fight is a fight is a fight is a fight, and
Well,
I mean,
a man's fight, they try and get that one hit or quitter so they can end it. They don't want to go through the distance. A woman
Yeah.
will
There-
go through the distance.
in a guy fight, there's one hit to take, and that ends it all.
That's true. Doesn't
in
matter
street
how
fight,
big
in
you
some
are.
cases.
Yeah.
In some cases. In most cases, yeah.
So anyway, hey, man, can you believe we've done our show for, it's been about a year now.
Over a year.
Just slightly over a year. So
Over a year.
thanks everyone who's listened, who subscribed. We really appreciate it. You know, we're out there just trying to build it week by week, day by day, year by year. So if you're watching for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Feel free to participate. We've got a lot of takes tonight on football. You can hit the comment links, tell us what you think. But our plan is to go through each of the conferences right up through until the season starts and kind of rank it. So we started out, we did this last year, but right now we're going to start with the NFC East. And to me, that's the Cowboys. Of course, you can see it there on the screen.
The Commanders.
Yeah, the Commanders. We got the Cowboys, Giants, the Eagles, and the Commanders.
What an unfortunate name.
Formerly known as the Redskins, but that's politically.
And now they're the commies.
The commies.
Yeah. It's funny how that works.
You pop it off.
The Washington football team sounds much better than Commanders.
I thought the Washington football team was cool. And, just keeping, there was a big thing about the ethnic situation by calling it the Redskins. But I'll proudly embrace my hillbilly heritage and call them the Rednecks. Washington Rednecks, man.
Okay. Fair enough.
They got bigger problems than the name of the team, starting with the owner, but we're going to get to that.
Okay, so who's your number one in the NFC East?
Okay, so ranking them in order of finish and by predicted finish, I'm not a Cowboy fan. I'm not a homer. I got the Cowboys losing one less game than they did last year just because the division is so freaking weak. I've got the Cowboys going 11-6. They lost Cooper. They lost Randy Gregory on defense. So they've lost, what I consider to be two critical players. I don't see that they got any better. It looks like Zeke showed up overweight. He looks like a linebacker. I don't know if you've seen the latest pictures. He's about 20, 25 pounds
Overweight?
overweight, and he already wasn't producing. So I have them winning the division. Going second, I have the Eagles.
Okay.
They could be Eagles fans, but most people say the Eagles will have a better record.
I do. They went last year. They went
to the playoffs.
They did, but I think they went 9-8. I got them going 10-7 this year. They got Devontae Smith, who had a great rookie year. They got A.J. Brown from the Titans, so they got the receiver core now. It really comes down to Jalen Hurts and how's he going to play.
Okay.
He can beat you with his feet. It's just a question of now, can he beat you with his arm?
I would have a lot more upside with Jalen Hurts than I have with Dak Prescott.
But
Dak's going to have no protection. So give me your number 3.
Okay. But we'll get back to that point because my number 3 is the Giants. I've got them going 7-10 this year.
Wow.
They went upstate, man. They had to go out and go Buffalo Bill hunting to get, they got Brian Daboll as their head coach now.
Okay.
Former Bill. They picked up the GM, Joe Schoen. So they're going Bill hunting, and hoping that a little bit of that Bill magic can wear off.
Yeah, but the one thing they didn't get from the Bills was Josh Allen.
Well, that goes back. They, to your point, they did not sign Daniel Jones to a extension.
I think it's a little too soon.
I agree it's premature, but they're hoping that this wonderkin, Daboll, the head coach, can bring some of that Buffalo Bill magic that they keep saying Josh Allen was one of the reasons he was successful was because of this Daboll, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, he still has talent.
And another possibility is I'm riding some unicorns this Saturday afternoon.
No, and that's why I have him 7-10.
Okay.
But if Saquon Barkley stays healthy, if Jones does show up and he becomes the quarterback that they drafted and wanted and doesn't start his career like he's end his career or begin his career now with this guy like he started, 45 touchdowns, 29 interceptions, and comes out and acts like he wants to be in the league and wants to play football.
Okay.
They could do better.
And you have the Commanders in last.
With the first pick of the 2023 draft.
Oh, that's a little harsh.
The Washington, they suck. And speaking about
So wait, what's the difference between this year and last year? Because they were doing okay. I don't know if you can hear me. There you go.
Yeah, it's hard to hear. But, they've got Carson Wentz. He's no.
The only problem with Carson Wentz is he's injury prone.
He's injury prone, and he seems like he doesn't want to be there.
So I'm gonna be a little different than you. So how many wins do you have for the Commanders?
They're going to win 4 games this year.
They're not going to get the top pick then. So I have the Eagles out on top. I think Jalen Hurts is a lot more upside. I think the Cowboys end up in second, miss the playoffs. I think the Cowboys have major issues on the offensive line. And if the offensive line isn't good, not giving Dak enough protection, nothing's going to happen. Ezekiel Elliott's going to be a shell of himself coming in this year.
He's still wearing the crop tops with the abs.
Yeah.
He's still doing that thing.
And I actually have, maybe the Eagles, 10 wins, Cowboys, 8 or 9, probably more like 8. Commanders in third with maybe like 6 or 7 wins. And the Giants, calling the Giants a dumpster fire is an insult to both dumpsters and fires.
Well, since the Tom Coughlin years, it has been a shitstorm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they've gone through 4 or 5 coaches since him, and hopefully they'll have a little stability now with this wonderkin from the Buffalo Bills they hired, but we'll wait and see.
We'll see.
So at the end of the day,
Zach, who do you think's winning the division?
Eagles.
Thank you, man.
Okay. I do say mark this date down. It's very important. Christmas Eve, December 24th. That's when the Cowboys and Eagles play.
Ooh.
And that'll be an exciting game, and that could, at that time, decide, who conference champion is.
Yeah, and then the NFL has stacked up those division rivalries for the back end those last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The NFL has got it all down with how to generate drama at the back end of the season. They got that schedule fine-tuned.
Yeah. Of course, they can't predict injuries and all that. But all things being said, smart move, Dallas and the Eagles at the end. In that division, it really does come back. And I know this is kind of overstated, but in that division, it really comes back down to quarterback play. And, any one of those quarterbacks go down and things can change in a hurry.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to move to the NFC North?
Let's go to the NFC North.
Which is
North, baby.
Which is pretty darn easy to pick who's going to win this division.
Not so fast, my friend.
Well, can we say who's going to be last?
I will tell you who's going to be last.
I have more confusion about who's not in first, who's going to be 2 through 4, than who's going to win this division.
Well, I know you love the quarterback for Green Bay.
I have my issues with his narcissistic personality disorder.
And they call him the Kyrie Irving of the NFL.
Do you have more issues with his narcissistic personality? That being Rodgers or Brady? Who's on your hate?
I actually don't think Brady's a narcissist.
Who do you hate more?
A perfectionist?
Who do I hate more? Well, I hate Brady more because he's more of a cheater.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
When is he?
This isn't NASCAR, dude.
When has he ever been confirmed to cheat?
You ain't first, you're last.
Softballs and Spygate.
You got to go to court for that. That's pretty bad.
And those charges are weaker than ones on Trump right now.
Well, we actually talked pre-show about this. Tom didn't get in trouble for the underinflated balls so much as he got in trouble for deleting texts from his phone while the investigation was going on, which sounds a little bit like
you're hiding something.
Somebody else who's resident in Mar-a-Lago.
Who doesn't delete texts when they think they're going to get in trouble?
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't work anymore. People suspect it.
A la the Secret Service.
Did he clean his server too and smash like 12 cell phones? So
yeah. So I mean, okay. So do you have the Packers in first?
I'm not a total idiot. I've been called an idiot, but I'm not a total idiot. Of course, I have the Packers in first.
Zach, do you want to pick any of the other teams in this division?
To be first?
To be first.
Well, I mean, I'll pick the Packers because Rodgers he's on a new like mindset. You know what I'm saying? He's more free, he's more hippie.
Yeah, did you see the pictures of him coming into camp looking like Nick Cage?
Yeah. He did.
But he did lose Adams, and that's huge.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have as much trouble without Adams as Adams is going to have without him.
So you don't think Russell? I couldn't disagree with you more.
Really?
You don't think Russell Wilson can still throw a football?
Oh, you're talking Derek Carr. Devontae Adams is in the Raiders.
My apologies.
I don't have much confidence in Derek Carr. Whenever we talk about the AFC West, we'll get to this. I don't have any confidence in Derek Carr. And I think the Raiders' blip coming out of the John Gruden resignation last year, I think was just that. I think it was a blip. We'll see what they really are this season. I don't think they're going to be all that good.
Fair enough. But I do have Green Bay, obviously. The question is really going to be health again, because all bets are off. If he goes down, I guess you could say that with any team that's got a quality quarterback, but it really all starts in the NFL with quarterback.
I'll take Jordan Love as my quarterback over the starting quarterbacks for the other three teams in this division.
Okay, that's...
In this division.
That's insane.
That is not insane. We have Justin Fields, who's barely a baby coming out of diapers.
You're going to take a Love who absolutely looked like shit in the one game that I saw him play last year?
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes. Because he has a team around him. The Bears are nothing. The Vikings have Kirk Cousins, who everyone has heard my feelings about Kirk Cousins.
And everyone knows your feelings and everyone agrees, but on paper, his stats, you're going to put...
And on paper, Napoleon defeats Russia.
So if you're starting your team, if you're starting a team...
He's dropping phones.
If you're starting a team without Rodgers in that division, Love is going to be your second pick of all the quarterbacks. He's got the most upside, the most potential of those quarterbacks in that division for the next 5 to 7 years.
You're asking a different question. If I'm starting a team, am I going to pick Love over Fields? Probably not.
Okay.
But as constituted, I like the Packers with Love more than I like Fields with the Bears.
Okay. That's an opinion that I don't agree with, but...
Okay. So who's your second place team in this division?
I got the Bears.
Okay.
And actually, if Rodgers does go down, the Bears win that division at 10-7. I have Green Bay 11-6, Chicago at 10-7. Their offensive line sucks, so Fields will probably be running for his life again this year.
So then you have Vikings-Lions for the rest of the division?
I've got the Lions improving 3 games. They love that coach, Dan Campbell. The players.
I love Dan Campbell.
Yeah, I think he's a player's coach. And there was a lot of question marks going into last year, what kind of coach he would be. I mean, they love him. I got him winning 3 more games and going 6-11.
Okay.
So I do see him improvement. And hopefully they'll give this guy a chance. In today's NFL, win now, they give a guy 2 years max, sometimes only 1 and done.
But the Fords have been pretty good with having loyalty. I mean, almost to the level of Jerry Jones with his coaches.
To a fault.
Yeah, I mean, they had Matt Millen there as GM, who was incredibly ineffectual.
Yeah, he was incompetent at all levels. And they kept him around for a long time.
Yeah.
Cousins, Vikings, they're not going to finish with the worst record, but they will start the season 0-6.
Why 0-6?
It's going to be a dumpster fire. I looked at their schedule.
Really?
But they will right the ship and finish 8-9.
Ooh, here's trivia for you. More divisional titles in this division, Vikings or Packers?
Vikings.
Since the inception?
Since the inception of the NFC North.
Oh, definitely the Vikings.
20-18.
Yeah.
Oh, by 2.
You got to remember the Vikings were a juggernaut in the 70s. Packers.
Oh, I remember. Fran Tarkenton.
The 80s, 90s, they had some wins.
And before Favre gets to Green Bay, that was its own little dumpster fire.
Then they won some titles in the 2000s. So
okay.
That makes sense. Cousins, to your point, $117 million. And he's been 33, 29-1 in his 4 seasons.
Which is incredible. When you guys bash Jimmy Garoppolo,
I was going to
who has a better record than that.
32-14 and 4-2 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So Cousins has not earned his keep. That's for damn sure.
No.
But what's amazing is when you look at him on paper, or if he was a fantasy guy, you'd be like, this guy's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't care about what he does with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, he's great.
He does everything but win football games.
Yeah.
Which is what you get paid to do. So, a few questions. So, let's go with the order.
For me,
Yeah, sure.
Packers.
Okay.
I would be surprised if the rest of the division had more than 7 wins for any of them.
That's a hot sports opinion.
Really?
Well,
No. I mean, the Bears.
Well, the Lions for sure. I don't see it.
The Bears are in the running with the Giants for dumpster fire extraordinaire.
the Bears will have a better record than the Giants.
The Lions. The Lions could do something because they have to move out of where they've been.
A lot of people
What do you
say
mean?
this is their breakout year. I don't think
That's
we're there yet.
their breakout year.
What's
They,
the record like 1-11-1?
yeah, well,
Oh no, not 1-11.
But when you win 6 games in Detroit, that is a breakout year.
yeah, and the Vikings. I don't know. I mean, I think it's time for the Vikings to burn it all down and rebuild.
I don't know if you can pull their schedule, but they're 0-6. That's my prediction.
No, I mean, I have their schedule. They start the season at the Packers.
Loss.
Then they play the Eagles.
Loss.
Then they play the Lions.
That's a win.
That
Let's
one's
say
going to
a
be an
loss.
interesting game.
Yeah.
It could be a loss. Then they play the Saints. And then they play the Bears.
Are they playing the Saints at home?
They're playing the Saints in New Orleans.
That's a loss.
And then they end that first 6 games at the Dolphins.
I'm going to go 0-6, but the way I predict shit, they'll probably be 6-0.
Well, that's weird. 4 division games in the first 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I think they'll be like 2-4. I see them winning. Crazy enough, I see them winning beating the Lions, and then it was another team, right? I forgot the other.
The Bears.
The Bear. Oh yeah, the Bears.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 1 or
A
5.
lot of people are asking this question. Is Rodgers the most overrated player of his generation?
No, he does great. He just doesn't win as many championships.
He's the Clayton Kershaw of the NFL.
Yeah, he's just one game. This is an interesting stat. He's just one game over 500 in the playoffs, including 1-4 in NFC championships.
Yeah, but who has he lost? See, the problem with Rodgers and the Packers is they've run up against the buzzsaw that is the San Francisco 49ers, who for some reason have their number. There is no reason on this God's given earth that the 49ers beat the Packers last playoffs, other than it was a crappy weather game and the 49ers had a better ground offense.
They did what they had to do to win.
I know.
But the record speaks for itself. Of course, having said that, he's won 4 regular season MVPs, Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, for the one Super Bowl ring
But
he has.
overall, his playoff record is not. And he's run into the 49er juggernaut.
Clayton Kershaw of the NFL.
That's an interesting analogy. It could work.
Yeah. I mean, Kershaw has what, one World Series ring, and every other thing he's been ineffectual in the playoffs.
You think he'll get one this year?
No.
Dodgers?
They were looking good against the Mets the other night.
I mean, the Dodgers, they just look solid.
They do.
What else is going on? That's really all I wanted to talk about was kind of.
Well, I mean, turning to baseball, we have Judge hitting his 51st.
Yeah.
And just looking incredible hitting his 51st. I think he's going to beat Maris's record.
Do you want to see that broke?
I'm okay with it being, I'm okay with Judge doing it. And I think it's clean. It's another Yankee. I think it's a good story.
That record won't hurt me as much as when Bonds broke Maris's record. Well, actually destroyed it, but.
Well, he had
A big head
he had a big head
and some issues
and
with
allegations as well. So there's definitely an asterisk to that. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind it. I understand, but it's definitely an asterisk.
Yeah, and what Drew and I talked about this pre-show. I don't, as long as Bonds doesn't lie about doing steroids in that era, I got no problem with it because generally everyone else was doing it, whether it was for recovery, strength, all that. Bonds was a great hitter before his head became the size of the Statue of Liberty's head. So he was going to the Hall of Fame
regardless.
Before that.
Yeah.
He was going to go to the Hall of Fame. And then all of a sudden it changes. Just be honest about it, man. Just go, hey, I needed to do it.
But especially back then, it's hard because they got to clean up, have a clean image. Got to be I say they have to be, but they're role models to kids, and they can't really tell the whole story about how, like, what they do. And plus, it's still illegal. Not just illegal in the sport, but it's illegal to use for any citizen.
Do you think?
I understand why he lied, but I don't mind him taking it. But now he should say something. Well, I didn't say he should, but I think it'd be best to say, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
And just tell him, it's okay if you
Kind
just
of like
use it right.
Pete Rose could never come clean. Everybody knew he was gambling on baseball. Do you think time will be kinder to Bonds and some of these other fellas than it was to Pete Rose?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I think Bonds doesn't get in on this round of Hall of Fame balloting. Maybe he gets in when it becomes the Veterans Committee.
I'm talking 15, 20, 30 years down the road.
Maybe the one
maybe 15.
We have a complicated relationship with what that steroids era meant. Pete Rose gambling on baseball while he was playing.
Yeah.
That's never gonna. I mean,
so was he? Oh, I'm sorry. Was he purposely throwing games to lose or win?
No. He wasn't.
Not to win.
No, he wasn't. It wasn't on his games, but he was gambling on baseball.
He said.
What was the problem?
There were some rumors that he was coaching.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But there was some at the time. There was some rumors that he was betting on the Reds, but he never bet them to lose. But at the end of the day, gambling on your, now you see scrollers where they, it was a big no-no, and now you can bet in between innings and everything else.
Man,
but
that's even.
Yeah, but it's being watched like a hawk now. If you're a player, don't
bet if you're a player.
Don't bet, and if you have to, don't bet in your sport.
Yeah, don't think it's not happening.
But and I haven't watched it yet, a documentary on Netflix for the NFL, or not the NFL, the NBA referee who was in the fixing games scandal.
So
Donahue.
Yeah.
So I gotta watch that.
Is he still in the
It's
pen?
good. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I heard it, like, the games he did was really controversial. I'm sorry.
Is he still in the pen?
No, he's not in the pen.
No.
He's definitely not in the NBA, but he's not arrested.
He's probably written a book and doing the circuit right now.
Yeah, he written a book.
Making money.
Oh, yeah. He got a lot to say. And one of them was, I remember right, was the Kings. It was Game 7, Kings and the Lakers. And the Lakers won. But I remember a particular play where Kobe elbowed Mike Bibby in the face and they called a foul on Mike Bibby. And Kobe made the free throws, and I think that was kind of like...
Because he was looking for the over-under, or because...
I mean, the Lakers was a team in urgency. I mean...
If you touched... Kobe
it started with Jordan. He was working on to be the next one. So I mean, yeah, he may have some special privileges. I'm not there.
Special privileges for veterans in the NBA.
He was a young vet. He was a champion too. I think that was the second time they won. That was in the Western Conference Finals.
His wife got some money.
She did. She got $15 million. Shout out to
got paid.
And then also there was another family member that got paid too, $15 million.
Yep.
So that's good. I mean, it's really. I mean, it's weird because it is tasteless, but at the same time, it was a celebrity, and it was crazy, and some people don't know how to handle death.
Yeah, and the people on the scene. I mean, it's hard to. It's unethical, obviously, if your job's to search and rescue, to take pictures of dead bodies, but I'm sure the temptation's there when you're like,
this is
I dropped this on TMZ and I'm going to get paid a lot of money.
Well, I mean, that was just weird that they were taking pictures with personal cell phones.
Personal, yeah.
And it was just a bad situation all around.
Yeah, but I remember it was a rapper, XXX Tentacion. I can't pronounce the last part. But when he died, people was taking pictures of him instead of trying to call the ambulance to save his life. They just took pictures and recorded him while he was probably dead at that moment, but
That's what I'm
no
saying.
one tried to call. And
We were talking about that with the fights. Civilization's gotten so bad, instead of helping somebody, they just break out a cell phone and start videotaping it.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of ironic, going back to baseball, is when you think about it, you've got Pete Rose, all-time leader in hits, Barry Bonds, all-time leader in home runs, and neither will probably be in the Hall of Fame.
You know, there's an interesting commonality between those two players. When they were players, nobody liked them.
Nobody liked him.
The press hated Barry Bonds.
Johnny Bench
oh,
hated.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah. I kind of.
and the players didn't
They didn't like.
particularly like him.
I didn't know that.
I mean,
Why-
Pete Rose knocks out a catcher in an all-star game.
But that was just his, you know, he played hard. I think he played harder than Bonds did.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, and one of the things with the writers, Pete's a little more amenable to the press, and he'll do interviews, but Bonds was he wasn't an asshole. He was a perfect asshole.
Yeah.
To the press and the fans. And to an extent, so was Pete Rose. He was an ass.
Was he more of an ass than Popovich? I'm sorry to interrupt.
You know, I met Popovich. Popovich was gracious. I
think he's a nice person, but when he comes to the media, the press, he does not want.
Yeah, he's a dick, and there's no reason to act like that. But I met Pete Rose when I was a kid. He was an asshole. I'll bring the picture next week.
Sounds good.
The kid meeting Pete
Sounds
Rose.
good.
So, any other thoughts, comings, goings on?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, coming into the Labor Day weekend, we got week one. So how are your Buckeyes
Ooh.
going to do against Notre Dame? Favored by 17.5. Are they going to cover?
I ain't betting it because I don't bet the teams I have an emotional attachment to. Night game. I don't trust my Buckeyes. I don't think they play well at night. I'm going to say that 42-31, Ohio State. No, they do not cover, but they win.
Okay.
Yours, thoughts?
I think Notre Dame is overranked again.
As usual.
And I actually think they are going to lose by more than 17.5. I think Ohio State's going to cover.
Okay.
If this was on a neutral field, I'd be a lot more hesitant for that bet. I actually have a parlay between that game and the Utah-Georgia game, which is also like a 2 touchdowns and a half point spread between Georgia and the powerhouse of the Pac-12, Utah.
You know, Utah could actually upset. Georgia lost a lot of players. Georgia lost a lot of seniors. And I understand they got their quarterback, but they lost a lot of players. What's the line on that one?
Hold on. I'm pulling it up as we speak. It wasn't on ESPN, so that was weird.
I would take Utah to cover that one before I'd take Ohio State to cover theirs.
Let me see. Georgia's a 17-point favorite against Oregon.
Oh, it's Oregon they're playing.
Yeah, Georgia's playing Oregon. Ohio State's playing Notre Dame.
I would take Oregon to cover before I take Notre Dame. The thing about the Notre Dame-Ohio State game is whoever loses that's probably going to drop to 9, 10, 11.
Oh,
Second
Ohio State can't lose that game.
Can't lose it.
Can't lose that game. And Notre Dame, quite frankly, they can't lose that game either and have any hope of making the playoffs with where they are sitting in the conference. Yeah. I don't think Utah does it, or Oregon has a chance of beating Georgia and has a chance of being in the CFP. I hate the Pac-12.
Well, there's not. Do you like them better now that 2 of them are in the Big Ten?
Well,
Or
no.
will be?
Then they're not. And then they're not in the Pac-12. I have a friend who's saying USC is going to be a dark horse going into this year, and I'm like, nah, nope.
Nobody from the pack. Someone's going to be up there just because they got to put one of them up there, but any national championship inclinations, none of them will be.
No, I mean, I'm going to be extremely dull. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. That's your football playoff.
Okay. I think Georgia's out of the top 5 at the season as the season ends.
We'll see.
And I had them winning it last year.
We'll see.
Lost a lot of seniors. So always like to wrap it up, folks. If anyone's watching, with a little trivia.
We'll do one round.
We'll do one quick round. I don't know if you want to. You don't have a button.
No.
How about you just ooh and ah?
Yeah, ooh and ah. Okay. Ooh.
Ah.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and start it.
Okay. What do you want?
Whatever you want.
Okay. Professional football.
First one to 2.
True or false? The quarterback cannot go to the sideline for a conference with his coach during an injury timeout. True or false?
That is false.
You are correct, sir.
Okay, golf.
Okay.
John hits a tee shot that strikes the cart path, and the ball breaks into pieces. Does he hit the tee shot again without penalty, or does he play the ball from where the ball landed and broke into pieces?
Wow.
I thought it'd be pretty freaking tough to break a golf ball into pieces nowadays.
Nowadays, yeah. I remember I saw so many balls when I was a kid that my dad had. They were like
big
shaved in
smiley
half.
face.
Yeah, the big smiley face. That's not his fault. He shouldn't be penalized. Hits another ball from where it is, takes a drop. Since it is a cart path, he would take a drop relief from the cart path.
That would be incorrect, sir. He hits his tee shot again without penalty.
Okay, so I found out like the last time I was here, this game was made in '95, right?
Something like that.
So the rules have changed. Right?
Oh, I don't think that rule has changed.
That hasn't changed. So he actually hits the ball again.
Hits the ball without penalty?
Without
Okay.
penalty from the tee box.
Okay.
So we'll go into overtime. First one to win it.
Okay. Baseball. Runners on third base. Batted ball hits third base, bounces back and strikes the runner in fair territory. Is the runner out?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is correct. There's more to the answer. The runner is out, the ball is dead, and the batter is awarded first base.
Interesting. Yeah. Which is any type of scenario in the field.
So did you see the Little League?
I've been missing a little.
I will concede the rest of this game to talk about this story. Did you see the Little League kid that got hit by a pitch?
Well, I saw the one batter. Didn't a pitcher get hit too?
Yeah, no. They're right. The batter got hit by a pitch, goes to knocked out, lays on the ground for a good 30 seconds. I was watching this live for some reason. I think it was in a bar or something. I think I was having lunch. Lies out for 30 seconds. I thought they were carting this kid off. Gets up, saunters to first base, takes his base, then walks over to the pitcher and hugs the pitcher because the pitcher was visibly distraught.
Zach, don't say nothing. But we pulled that up 2 shows ago and talked about it.
Did we?
Don't say nothing, okay?
Shit. I have that. What's that thing where you can't remember? Okay.
Alzheimer's?
Yeah, something like that.
No.
All right. Anyway, guys, we had a great show. We'll be back next week. Zach, come back.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We'll talk a little Spurs, see if they will get that kid from France, that game changer franchise kid.
I don't know now with the dude from OKC getting hurt.
Mbaba.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they were taking 2 already. So.
Spurs aren't winning more than 25.
I hope
It still
not.
doesn't. Well, it gives them a good shot, but it's all about possibility.
I want the Spurs to be in the lottery, man. Lottery all the way, baby.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're the last place team in the NBA. You know what your chances are of getting the first pick?
Well, who's going to be there? I don't think it's going to be the Spurs.
14%.
They're still better than being the 8th.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And then they got the Alamo Dome game coming.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be pretty
It's
cool.
like
They're doing the retro
$25?
game at the Alamo Dome with Golden State.
Oh, neat.
They said the tickets are going for a couple hundred, though.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap, actually. Like, really cheap.
I heard they were actually going, a lot of them were going high.
Probably
because of the nostalgia game. But whatever.
Cool.
We'll see you next week, folks.
Okay.
Bob, anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Apple, Spotify.
Apple, Spotify, Google.
YouTube.
We're getting a website. We just haven't built it yet.
If you stuck around this long, hit that subscribe button. Until then, we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
And we are out.
OH.